Howdy folks, this is Big Sam. Welcome back to the Mosin Museum. Today I got my trusty Samco PU Sniper here, as you can see. Today we're going for a little walk and we're going to have a really interesting conversation about PU snipers and what the future looks like, at least here in the US for prospective buyers, because I think they're a bit of a sleeper right now. So let's get into it. Why do I think they're a sleeper? You might be asking, well, Big Sam, aren't PU snipers like $2,000 or even more right now? And if you look on some place like Gunbroker, PU snipers are weird. You'll see some for like $1,200, $1,300, at least a starting bid maybe. And then you'll see some for like $2,500. And it's really crazy. And some are fakes and some you kind of have a hard time telling if they're fakes or not. So PU snipers are a little bit interesting, but something that I think might even be worth comparing them to would be an SVT-40. Now, why would we do that? Well, I remember back in the day, right around when I was in high school, you could still go to gun shows and find SVT-40s for about $1,000. Some of y'all will probably remember what I'm talking about. And they weren't super common, but it was pretty consistent. Like you could get them for about $1,000. And look at where those rascals are today, like 12 to 15 years later. You can't really touch an SVT-40 under 2,000. They almost start at 2,500 and then go up from there depending on, is it a finished capture or is it a rare manufacturer, that kind of thing. So those things just really went up in value a lot. And the same thing has kind of already happened to PU snipers. I think a lot of us forget about it though. Some of y'all might remember that wonderful movie, Enemy at the Gates, from several years back. I think I was 7 when that movie came out, and I wasn't paying attention to Mosins like I should have at the time, because I was, 7. But what I will say is I had some folks who were just, let's put it nicely, a little bit older than me, explain that when that movie came out, the price of PU snipers just went up astronomically. And so it does beg the question, could the same thing happen again? Well, we've been seeing a lot of remakes over the last 10 or 20 years of movies, and you'd have a hard time convincing me that they're not going to do a remake of Enemy at the Gates or a movie like Enemy at the Gates. Now, I know some of y'all are probably saying, well, Big Sam, that they used the wrong gun in that movie, didn't they? It was supposed to be a PEM sniper rifle, but they used a PU sniper rifle instead. And the answer to that one is yes, technically yes. And if they did a remake, we don't really know what would happen. If they used a PEM sniper rifle, it's definitely still going to raise the value of PU snipers. I think that's pretty fair to say, because people are just going to want a piece of that pot, because they're cool. These things are super cool. We all know that. So I really would not be surprised if in the next 5 years, PU snipers hit like $3,000. Definitely not for sure. The market is really hard to predict, and I think something would really have to drive that. But if they did some kind of a movie or a TV show that featured a PU sniper, that would definitely drive the price up. And what's interesting is the price of PU snipers hasn't really gone up that much since the pandemic started. They were definitely going for at least $1,500 before the pandemic started. And I mean, if you're really careful and you play your cards right, you can still get one for about that. A little difficult, but you can. So, the price of everything's gone up a lot in the last 4 or 5 years. PU snipers, though, haven't really. And I feel like with inflation, they're definitely going to go up. I don't know how much in the next 5 years, but they're definitely going to go up. So they haven't really caught up with inflation yet, which is actually a good thing if you're still looking to buy one. Now, I think the demand for PU snipers is still a little bit artificially low. Why do I say that? Well, I think a big reason for that is just the fact that these things are sometimes hard to authenticate for the person who is just new to the Mosin hobby. So we're going to try to be fixing that. We've put out videos trying to explain how to tell if a PU sniper is real or fake. And hopefully in the near future, we'll be putting out a web page that's just really got the basic stuff down that'll get you at least 80% of the way there for, you know, just 5 or 10 minutes of your time. That's the goal. Once we get more resources out like that and the knowledge becomes more mainstream, I think it's really going to boost people's confidence in buying PU snipers, and so that they'll have a much better confidence level and just better peace of mind that they're actually getting a real sniper rifle and a true collectible instead of, you know, a fake, which, let's face it, there's still a lot of fakes out there. And I think that's the one thing that's really keeping these things from getting to $3,000. If there weren't a ton of fake PU snipers in America, I think they would already probably be at close to pushing 3,000 like the SVT-40s are. So what I will say is we know the PU snipers they're going to go up in value. We just don't quite know at what rate they're going to go up in value yet. But what we do know right now, and I want to stress this, if you can find a PU sniper that's a real one, anywhere from like the $1,500 to $2,000 range right now, it's probably a good buy. Especially if you can find a Samco like this one or one of the R guns, because if you have one of those, you know, you don't really even need any additional authentication. You see the specific importer markings and you already know right away that it's real. That's one of the reasons those will pretty much always hold a premium. Unfortunately, the R gun imports from Ukraine, the ex-Ukrainian police sniper rifles, as well as these Samcos here, they're just not that common. You don't see many come up for sale. So whenever you see a PU sniper for sale, always always look closer, check it out, look at the pictures, and if it's one of those, it's automatically a better buy. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting a real legitimate PU sniper that was imported by like Century Arms or PW Arms or one of those. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, because they in fact did import a lot of real PU snipers. They just get a bad rap because, well, there's also a lot of fake PU sniper rifles put together that have the exact same kind of import markings. And that's just where you got to do your homework. So if you're looking or thinking about maybe adding a PU sniper to your collection, 2025 may just be the year to do it, because I've just seen this happen to too many other firearms since I've been around and, you know, looking at prices in the last 10 or 15 years. And it just really seems inevitable that PU snipers are going to get way above where they're at now, easy 2,500 and up in the next probably 5, worst case 10 years. So keep that in mind, guys. PU snipers are definitely an undervalued asset here in late 2024. So really hope with all the videos that we've been putting out in the past few years on PU snipers, that kind of encourages you to really start to get your interests up. And if you have any questions or doubts when it comes to telling if one is real, you can always send us an email. I'll try to get back to you. If you have, send me a listing or pictures. Really need pictures of the barrel markings, specifically the top of the barrel shank as well as the left and the right side. Just that's probably going to get you at least 90% of the way there. And if you actually have real access to the rifle, you're probably going to get well over 95% of the way there to being able to have a good confidence level of telling whether or not it's fake. So hope you guys enjoyed this kind of brief conversation about PU snipers. You guys think they're going to get really expensive in the next 5 years? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know if you have any prayer requests, guys. And we'll see you next time.